Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, it's Dr. Eric Deputy. I know it's been a minute since we've spoke. I'm going to give everybody a second to give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me. It's been a little while since we've gotten together, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be able to have some conversations with you all. It's been a minute, and I'll just tell you that I'm honored, I'm humbled, all the support and love that you guys have given to me and to my family over the past couple years. It's been a roller coaster, right? But we talked about years ago how the best is yet to come, and that's happening right now. And I want to give you all a sneak peek into something that we've been working on. I've been working on for quite a while, and I really feel like, I've been divinely inspired and led to do, and it's super exciting to be able to finally give you some updates on where we've been, where we're going, and what's yet to come. So give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me. Uh, Give me a shout out. Hey, how you doing? Where are you watching from? I know it's been a minute. You guys know I used to do my daily rants, our radio program. We used to do all these things, and during the crazy time of the let's just call it the craziness of the world that happened during 2021. Because there's certain words we still can't say on socialized media, right? Because, man, truth, trust, and transparency is not something that the world is wanting us to have a discussion about. Tina, what's up? It's good to see you. Man, it's so good to be back, at least on this platform, to be able to have some conversations again. You guys know me. I'm Dr. Eric Deputy. I'm a physician. I'm just a guy that wants to spread the word about truth, right? And during the C word time, and not cancer, the other word that we're not supposed to talk about, that crazy time of life that we dealt with, at the time I had over 11,000 patients that came to see us during that crazy time from 2020 to 2020, end of 23, early 24. And we help people. And nobody went to the hospital and nobody died. We did all these therapeutics to help folks, um, and um, and man, the world came after us, right? I was sued by the United States federal government for violating something called the C word Consumer Protection Act. And hey, Janice, great to see you too. And they sued me for $508 billion for helping people stay healthy. That's the world we live in. The world that we live in, that most people are participating in now that you see it, is the world doesn't want you to be happy. The world doesn't want you to be healthy. The world doesn't want you to be wise to what's going on. Kristen, what's happening? It's great to see you as well. And uh, the world has done a hell of a job suppressing people. Hey, Miss Dawn, great to see you. Hey, Linda, great to see you too. The world has done a great job trying to suppress the truth, because the truth will set you free. And they don't want you to be free, because they want you to be the opposite of free. They want you to be enslaved and enslaved into the system. They want to keep you fat, sick, and nearly dead. They want to keep you ignorant to the truth. Why? Because an educated a person and an inspired person is a threat to oppression. How many of y'all would agree with that, right? Hey, Tracy, it's great to see you. I appreciate you too as well. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I want to know wherever in the world you guys are watching, because, before before the social media fake book Nazis and the I probably shouldn't have said that word. That's probably a bad word to say on social media. It'll probably get me banned again. But before the fact checkers who lied to us, right? The world is still upside down. Right is wrong, wrong is right. We're moving forward, but man, there's a lot of truth coming out. Well, we're back. We're back in a vengeance, and I won my lawsuit against the government. My handcuffs are off. My ability to say what I want to say about everything that happened is now. And I've been traveling all over the world. We've been to Japan, we've been to the Middle East, we've been to all over Europe. We've been everywhere telling people the truth about what's possible, especially when it comes to your health. And I've got a project that we're launching just in a couple weeks. And this project truly is going to change the way that healthcare is delivered and received. It's going to put health and care back into the hands of we the people. It's also a decentralized platform, which means, well, how do I say this? The people and the powers that be that try to oppress us, to try to silence us, to try to take your joy, happiness, peace, and even your wealth away from you, well, it's decentralized and they can't touch that. They can't. And so if you look below, there should be a little tag or a little pin. I've got a new podcast that we started. And that podcast is just the tip of the iceberg of what we're creating and the global movement that's already happening. We've been building this up for the past 4 years, and now it's time to push go. And if you guys go to my our new podcast, which is peptalk.world, Pep Talk. Pep Talk is all about performance enhancing physiology. It's about pepping you up. It's also talking about the latest advancements in health and wellness care. And I'm telling you, something you're going to hear from me a lot is that self-care is the new healthcare. Somebody do me a favor and write that down at the bottom. Self-care is the new healthcare. Daryl, I see you in New Zealand. Mandy's in Australia. Jenny's in Ohio. Give me a thumbs up. You guys can see me and hear me, because I'm telling you, they, the bad guys of the world, the enemies of the world, the people that want to keep you fat, sick, nearly dead, oppressed, and out of freedom, they don't want you to know the truth. Jen, what's happening? It's so great to see you. Brandy, it's great to see you as well. You're going to be seeing a lot of me again. Noel, what's up, brother? Man, I can't wait to see you very soon, Noel. Noel's a freaking rock star. We have so many great Americans and people all over the globe that are on this live right now. But let me ask you a question. If there was a way that you could learn how to take your health back and ultimately take your wealth back, because health and wealth go together. I don't know if you know this, but 50% of all bankruptcies that happen in the United States alone are because of healthcare related problems. And most of those people that have healthcare bankruptcy have insurance. And we spend, by the way, all you Facebook fact checkers can go fact check this. I'm right, you're wrong. Just like I told the federal government, we're right and you're wrong. And now we've proven that we're right and you're wrong. We spend in the United States of America $5 trillion per year on our supposed healthcare system, which, by the way, isn't healthy, nor do they care about you or me. They care about one thing, and that's the bottom line, and the bottom dollar is what they care about. And out of that $5 trillion, 2.5 trillion of it is in administrative fees. It's bureaucratic fees. It doesn't go, literally 50% of the money that you and I and all of our friends and family spend in America. And by the way, Judy, it's just as bad in Canada. And guys, it's just as bad in Australia and just as bad in Europe. $2.5 trillion of that money that we spend goes to bureaucratic waste. It does not improve the outcomes of our patients or our health conditions. What could we do with that $2.5 trillion that literally is waste? We could solve homelessness. We could solve suffering. We could cure lots of diseases, but they're not interested in curing your diseases. I spoke today in Dallas. Liz, what's up? I spoke today in Dallas to a group of people, and I shared with them a story of a very good friend of mine who found an extract of a molecule from vitamin A that actually is a treatment, which is I can't use the word, but it rhymes with and it starts with a C, because we can't use words. Can you believe the world we live in? I'm sorry. I was born in the 80s, early 80s, okay, and raised in the 90s, and we used to be able to like have conversations and talk to people about the truth and all these kind of things, man. But now we have to speak in code on social media because we might offend somebody, or somebody gets pissed because we're telling the truth, and the truth might take money out of the hands of people that are trying to suppress you. By the way, suppression and oppression to me is something that slaves would be dealing with, and our slave masters would be enslaving us with, right? It's complete craziness. So I was telling the folks today about this, about our new project that we're launching, and that 2.5 trillion, $250 billion of that money that we spend goes to kickbacks to insurance companies, PPOs, HMOs, and etc. that are constantly denying your care and that won't pay for common sense health therapeutics. So it's time for you to take your health back. It's time for you to understand that self-care is the new healthcare. But you have to understand something, that that the reality of it is that in order to take care of yourself, you have to know about yourself. What if there were things that you could do, simple tests that you could do at home, simple tests that your doctors could provide for you as well, that would actually help you get to the root cause of your problems? What if there were some simple tests that could give you the roadmap of how you should eat, how you should sleep, how you should exercise, what supplements are the most important for you and why, how your genes work, how the bacteria in your body works? What if there was a process that you could get educated, inspired, and motivated to get your cells to start signaling again? Did you know that one of the reasons why we age so rapidly once we hit 30. I know many of you probably like me, when you hit 30, you know, you start waking up like, did I have a kung fu fight in my sleep or something? I mean, we can mess ourselves up so easily, it's not even funny. But what if there was a way that you could learn more about yourself and you could take your life back? Because once we get over the age of 30, we start losing our body's ability to signal to ourselves. A lot of people eat clean foods, they eat organic foods. I'm a big fan of that. They drink clean water. They try to not put things in their body that are poisons, which I'm a big fan of that. And and I think that's important. Vitamins, minerals, nutrients, taking supplements are an important thing. In the world we live in today, you can't get all the nutrients that you need from just our food supply. Even if you can, it's very difficult. But even if you have all the right raw materials, you still have to have the compounds in your body to signal your cells to go to work. And those are things like peptides and exosomes and stem cells and master microbes in the body, enzymes. Those are really important things. But most people don't know that. They don't want you to know that. And people always ask me, who are they? Well, they are the people that are stealing your knowledge, stealing your joy, stealing your peace, stealing your happiness. What if there were simple things that you could do to reduce your risk of problems, to reduce your suffering? Wouldn't you want to know about it? Why is it that doctors like myself are suppressed whenever we tell people the truth? Why is that? Why is it that when I'm tested, by the way, I've testified in front of Congress multiple times now, and when I was testifying there the last time, one of the congressmen said, you know what I think, Dr. Naputi? I think that you were correct, and a lot of these other doctors that are here today were correct about what happened from 2020 until 2024. The pandemic, I'm going to say the C word, the COVID word, and I think they have bots on here that suppress the information, but he said, you guys were right. And I think, is what he said as a congressman, he said, I think we should probably pay attention to doctors like yourself that are focusing on the root cause of problems, that are helping people change their lifestyle, improve the quality of their health, reduce the need for medications, reduce the suffering, reduce the dis-ease and disease in the world. We can do that. But I want to ask you a question. Why do you feel that information gets suppressed? Why do you feel like during that crazy time that we all lived through that I got sued for $500 billion, $508 billion? Nobody's ever been sued for that much ever in the history of the world. Why do you think that they don't want you to know the truth? Why do you think it's important for them to suppress voices of reason and common sense? I know why. I know 100% why. Because if they allowed us to have a fair field of play where we can tell people the truth and people can use their own common sense and something that God gave us called free will to decide what you do for yourself about your health, your wealth, your happiness, and your family, that you're going to go away from the system that's failed us. You see, I've heard people say so many times that, the banking system, it's too big to fail. Remember, we had to bail those guys out? We bailed them out, right? They screwed us and we bailed them out. The healthcare system's too big to fail. They screwed us and we bailed them out. We didn't do it willingly. Our government did it for themselves. They did that for themselves. Folks, we saw the greatest transition of wealth from 2020 to this current day in our lifetime. And that's going to continue to happen until we stand against tyranny and say, no more of this. We're not doing this anymore. Mandy's right. She says it's all about the money. You ever heard of the comedian Chris Rock? Chris Rock says, ain't no money in the cure. Ain't no money in the cure. They're right. There isn't. But boy, there's a lot of happiness. Boy, there's a lot of, wouldn't it be nice if you just could have the truth about how you should live, your children should live, and just to know what the right things to do? What if you could find ways to increase the signaling capacity of the cells of your body? Because it's known that the quality of your health is in direct proportion to the quality of the health of the cells that you have. It's known that if we have good, healthy bacteria in our body, we have less risk of inflammation and diseases. It's known that. But did you know that words like treat, prevent, mitigate, and cure, those are words that are owned by the pharmaceutical lobbyists. Those are words that are owned by the medical industry. We can't use those words in talking about things because if we do, we could get sued for that. Did you know that? Did you know that if people claim that they changed their lifestyle or if they took a supplement and they had a problem, like, diabetes, and it went away, that somebody could get sued over that because the lobbyists and the litigators have coerced together and decided that that's the way it is? Well, look, I know because I was taught that doctor is Latin for teacher. And our job is to teach, reach, inspire, and motivate as many people as we can. And I don't care how many times the government tries to play whack-a-mole with me or other people. Guys, they froze my bank accounts. They shut down the ability for insurance to be used in my practices. They lied and told the insurance companies that I was trying to commit fraud. They admitted that all that was wrong. We won our lawsuit. And then when we said we want a public apology, they said they can't do that. Why? Because it's a threat against national security. Because if we admit that we were wrong about that, what else are we wrong about? This is how crazy the world that we live in. But don't you feel, let me ask you a question. Give me a thumbs up or say yes if you feel that you and we should have the ability to have free speech. And it should be allowed to happen on social media or any platform that we want. Let me ask you this. Give me a thumbs up or yes if you feel that you should have the ability to decide what information you should use and do for yourself or for your family. Do you think that's important? Do you think that maybe we should gather information and use something, I don't know, called discernment so that you can discern what's best for you and your family? And by the way, I believe, me personally, that you should be able to do whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't hinder upon my rights. That's just me. Call me crazy. Sorry, but that's just how I was raised. We have something in our country called the Constitution and our Bill of Rights that protects us from that. Even though our Constitution and Bill of Rights have been trampled upon because of one reason: tolerance. We've tolerated a lot of lies, a lot of real dis and misinformation because they perpetuated that story, because they want to silence and suppress folks like me and you, because they know that the truth is so freeing. And the truth will set you free, but they don't want you to do it. So I want to invite you to join me on this new journey. I want you to come check out our new podcast that we just launched this week, peptalk.world. I know it's a goofy name, but I promise once you start watching it, it's going to be pretty impactful. And I want to also invite you on a new journey that we're going down with a system that is not here to challenge the status quo that's failed us, but a parallel system, one that's based off of truth, trust, and transparency. A parallel system that gives you the opportunity to decide what true healthcare is, because real healthcare is self-care. And the more you take care of yourself, the better you're going to be able to take care of your family, your loved ones, and your future. And I told you 50% of all bankruptcies come from people that have had some type of medical challenge that led them to not being able to work and pay their medical bills. They're ridiculously, exorbitantly high, off the freaking charts, stupid, expensive medical bills that if you just knew how to biohack your body, how to have self-care for yourself of what you should do from a genetic and a cellular and a biochemical standpoint, it could change your life and change it forever. I mean, if you knew how to eat for your body type, if you knew what supplements because of genetic predispositions you should be on, what foods you should eat, how you should exercise, how you handle stress, what injuries you have the risk for, you could help so much improve the quality of your life and ultimately the quality of the life of your friends and family that go down this path. So I want you to stay tuned. I want you to like and share. I want you to go check out peptalk.world because we're going to be sharing some really cool stuff. And later in this month, we're going to be releasing something that's going to be one of those moments that is very disruptive. And that very disruptive moment is going to challenge the status quo because we've created a parallel ecosystem that's more accessible, more affordable, more convenient, and it works better. And that's going to really scare the status quo that is a massive failure. In America alone, and by the way, all over the world, it's in the top 5, but in America, it is recognized as the 3rd leading cause of death in America is called iatrogenic death. Leading cause of death in the U.S. is cancer. Number 2 is heart disease. Number 1 is heart disease. Number 2 is cancer. Number 3 is iatrogenic death. Death from properly prescribed medications. Death from medical mistakes. Death from lack of knowledge. Because I'm telling you, without knowledge, our people will perish. So look, guys, I got to get going, but I just wanted to jump on and let you know I'm back. You're going to be hearing from me a lot. A little bit here, a little bit there, but we're going to be speaking a lot together because at the end of the day, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi, and doctor is Latin for teacher. And I promise you, my job is to help reach, teach, and inspire and motivate as many of you to live the best life and blessed life that you can. And it ain't about me, it's about we. And we, the people, deserve to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Go check out our new podcast. It's peptalk.world. That's peptalk.world. And until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the world. We're back, baby. I love and appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Be well.